Erica Hudson, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about your upcoming marathon run and the Boston Marathon.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be here, and I'm excited to chit chat.
Awesome. So, yeah, why is running for the Boston Marathon, specifically for the Home for Little Wanderers, which is the organization that you're representing, so important to you?
Well, the Boston Marathon and just running in general, for me, it represent a place of belonging. It's like it has this kind of like intoxicating energy of like hopefulness, uplifting energy, and it doesn't matter where you're from, how fast or slow you move your body, whether you're running by yourself, like in a duo team, if you're in a wheelchair, like whatever led you to get to the race, everyone is welcome and everyone has the opportunity to just show up and try. And I just love being in environments where that kind of idea is honored. And I just love imagining a place where everyone can receive the support and sense of belonging that we all inherently deserve. And the Home for Little Wanderers mission is to provide that very thing for children and their families. It's like no matter your journey, you are worthy and you deserve the opportunity to belong and to thrive. And just representing, raising money, running for, and spreading awareness for a cause like this just feels really aligned with my purpose. And I just feel so honored to get to do this. So I'm really excited.
Absolutely. And can you speak a little bit more to that purpose, that motivation that you have? Like, what do you hope to accomplish by running for the home?
Yeah. Um, the main thing that's kind of motivating me is I just want to inspire other people to maybe get like a little spark of inspiration to advocate for others. Like maybe someone who doesn't have a voice, you can kind of step in and think like, how can I help? And overall, I just really want to help spread some awareness about the home and why supporting it, like it's really deserving of our support. Like everyone's experience is unique and they offer a wide range of programs and opportunities, whether it's adoption and foster care or special education services or therapy or just like a warm bed for a child experiencing homelessness. They're really here to support children all the way from birth until age 26. So whether the impact is short, long term, the influence can be everlasting. And it's just so inspiring. So I just want to spread that information out there that they really deserve our support.
Absolutely. Sounds like a organization deserving of that honor and that support. Can you talk a little bit about your family's personal connection with the home?
Yeah. I'm so happy to have this platform to be able to share. And I feel like I can offer maybe a good example of how their programs really work and how they can be unique depending on your life experience. So my family story began a little over 100 years ago. And it's actually really special for me to be running the marathon this year in 2025 as it would have been my grandpa's 100th birthday
Wow.
and all about his mom. And I really feel like his energy with me of like perseverance, of kind of like manifesting your dreams to come true no matter what obstacles come in your way. And when he was around, he lived to about 97. So he almost reached his goal of living to 100 years. And when he was alive, he would tell me a little bit about, like, we had a family connection to the home, but I was never able to learn all the details from him. So it's been really cool to like dig into the history because we come from a huge family, so been able to piece together some of the story. And it's been kind of crazy to look at the timeline and imagine that if it wasn't for the home, he may never have been born. So it all started back in 1922, just a couple years before he was born. And his mom, my great grandmother Rose, was about 17 years old, and she experienced just like a really big life challenge. Both of her parents had passed away from the flu, and it left her as the leader of her family. She had three younger siblings, and she became their primary caregiver. And she was in a position where, like, where do you turn to when you're a teenager yourself? And I believe her younger siblings, their ages ranged from like 11, and that so she had a younger sister who I think was 11, and then two younger brothers who I don't know their ages, may have been like 7 to 4 years old. So, and she was 17, so she basically became their mother.
Right.
And like when all hope was lost, the home was there for her. And rather than having to find like a place where they could all four of them live together, and maybe it wouldn't have been very safe, or having to split all of her siblings up, she was able to find a temporary solution that would allow her siblings to remain together while she would go out in the world and find a permanent solution for them. And her siblings were just temporarily placed in the home's care. I'm not sure exactly of the timeline. It may have been just a few months, but it offered them a safe place to land where they could kind of ease the pain that they had endured, of losing their parents, just kind of like minimize the trauma, while my great grandmother was able to just move forward one step at a time. And instead of being paralyzed by loss and grief that they had experienced, the home offered her kind of like this deep breath of like, you can take a moment to strategize how you're going to reunite your family, how you're going to make this work and forge a new path. So all of this, I believe, began in early 1922. And right after her siblings were placed in the home's care, we actually found the wedding certificate, the marriage certificate of my great grandfather and my great grandmother. They were married in February of that year. So I don't know the origins of how they met or how she presented all of this to him, but he was on board to be like, let's work together to reunite your family. So I give them both a lot of credit for just kind of having that central like determination of like, let's keep the family together. So they were able to legally adopt her three siblings from the home, and all five of them created a new legacy that, rather than being defined by all of their losses and their grief, they could kind of forge something new that was all about abundance. They like just became this beautiful, tight-knit family unit, kind of community together, and then could continue on to thrive in their adulthoods. And it's just wild that all of this went down in 1922, because later that year, my great grandmother gave birth to her first daughter, her first child, I believe in December of that year. And then she went on to have six additional children. Her second child was my grandpa. And it's just really crazy, like, just all thanks to her courage and advocacy and a little bit of support that the home provided. rather than perpetuating the pain that she and her siblings had experienced, she was able to like create a strong foundation so that generations to come, like me, could thrive and follow their dreams, like running the Boston Marathon. So it's cool to kind of come full circle. And I really hope that by sharing my family's story, it can help illuminate all that the home has to offer and how it can really ripple into meaningful, long lasting change.
Wow, what a beautiful story, a bittersweet story with such a happy ending. And, congratulations to you and your family for having that incredible origin story. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, I feel so lucky that I've been able to access this information and kind of like put language into some of the like generational traumas that may have occurred, like that maybe I've inherited that I'm not even aware of, but to really learn about the history and where we've come from, it's really a privilege. So I'm really grateful.
Well, that's fantastic. I can't imagine that you'll really be thinking about anything else when you're running besides breathing, right?
Right, right. I know, I know. Once I learned that I was running for the home, like it really does like uplift my steps and it's
Yeah.
like I can do this, like I'm doing this for a bigger purpose. It's really cool.
That's fantastic. So you grew up in Massachusetts watching the marathon. How does it feel to be finally running for it, getting ready? What's that process like?
It feels like out of this world exciting. I have definitely been riding some waves of like imposter syndrome. Like, can I really do this? Like, I actually belong. And then I kind of come down to that foundation that like everyone belongs. Like, I've been really learning to not compare myself to any expectations that I have on myself, and just take it one step at a time. I've never ran a marathon before. My body has physically never ran 26.2 miles. And I'm kind of stepping out into the unknown. And I have a very low tolerance for doing things like that. I like to kind of be able to predict the future. And I don't like to really do things that I'm not good at or try new things. So with running, it's really helped me kind of build an endurance to be uncomfortable, to just try, just take it one step at a time. Cause like ultimately I signed up for this and like I don't have to do it, but I get to do it. And it's just been so fun to really make it into a reality. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine how excited you are. And yeah, take it one step at a time, right?
Exactly.
So, a little bit more about your family, because you have such an interesting family story. Your mother actually works with children with disabilities. Can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about how that influenced your mother's work, how that influences you, and what that says about your family as a whole?
Yeah. Um, it's honestly kind of hard to identify like where this all began. Because growing up, it was always just a big part of my foundation to just like think about other people, have consideration, just knowing that there's more going on that you can see in someone's experience. Like just because someone may not be able to verbally communicate with you doesn't mean that they don't have something to say or that they're not worthy of your attention or your time. And it's been really fun to grow up and observe my mom's creativity and curiosity with her patients of like she just ends up becoming friends with them. And yeah, like myself, my sister, and my brother, and my dad have all just been so inspired by her. And like I said, it's just been a natural part of kind of how we interact with people, how we just want to be patient and empathetic. And my mom will often credit like the women who came before her, especially her grandmother, my great grandmother. she has been really inspired to just like get out in the world, find your voice, and use your power to uplift others. Like, what is it that you can do to help, to like kind of do the next hard thing? And she inherited this kind of legacy of advocacy and has passed it down to myself and my siblings, to just have consideration for others. And I'm just really, really grateful for her influence and learning more about her grandmother. I can definitely see the ties and how she was inspired and how it's now inspiring me. And like, I can spread that inspiration as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Erica, for running for the home, for participating in our fantastic Boston Marathon, and thank you so much for joining us to tell us your family's incredible story today.
Thank you so much. It's been such a wonderful pleasure to share, and thank you again for the opportunity.